Now that church is non-denominational, so now I guess I'm non-denominational. Where were you born and raised? I was born and raised in El Paso, Texas. Who's the funniest person in your family? You know, that's very interesting because really everybody's funny in my family, and I'm not even joking. My great-grandma Jack was funny. My grandma Ruth is funny. But I would have to give it to my mom. My mom consistently makes me laugh. She's the type of person where you think you have the last word on her, and she has the last word on you. And for instance, the other day I was talking to her and it was late and I was like, all right, Mom, I'm about to go to bed. She was like, no, you're not. You're about to have sex with Melissa. I was like, and maybe I am. She was like, fine, it'll only last 3 minutes. And then clicked on me. Like, it's only gonna be 3 minutes. Click. And I just thought that was the funniest thing in the world. So Melissa doesn't like it because my family's really close like that and we talk crazy to each other like that. And my mom is the queen. Like, you can't get her. And I've tried and she always makes you lose. So I love my mom and she's hilarious. Potty training tips. Somebody said they're struggling with their son and his name is JoJo. The best tip that I actually have is make sure your kid is really ready to get potty trained. Zay was very easy and ready to be potty trained, and we did it, and it was easy. JoJo, we tried to start him at the same age as Zay, and JoJo was like, I'm not about to potty. And we tried like Cheerios in the toilet to pee on and candy, nothing. And then one day he was just like, okay, Daddy, I'm ready to go potty. And we started potty training him at that moment, and it was a breeze. So our doctor told us that don't push your kids to potty train unless it's like, you know, an absurd age. But when they're ready, they will do it, and that's what we did. Do you get paid for these videos? Yes. The videos, ads on the bottom you see, and ads you may see before the video, those create money. And the more views you get, the more money you get paid. How much do you get paid? Well, I can't answer that directly because I do a lot of YouTube videos for a lot of different channels. So I have Kevonstage channel, I have Playmakers channel, I have All Right TV, you know, all those channels. Those other ones generate more than this channel, but I still love you guys, so I do this channel. But I'll just put it like this. You can make your living off of YouTube videos if you work very hard at it. All right? If a church wanted to get you to come, what's the process? Do you pay your own way? The process is you email Sharice, and I'll put that link in her email address in the bottom. And I don't pay my own way. And the reason is because I paid my own way to come to a church to do comedy, and I paid like $700 total. Car, airfare, rental car, hotel, all that stuff. And I didn't even get to perform. Like, they mismanaged the service and I didn't get to perform. So I couldn't sell any DVDs, didn't have a way of making my money back. So I was just out of luck. And pretty much after that, my wife was like, okay, you're not doing that anymore. So essentially, if you can pay my way, we'll start the conversation there. Depends on how much time you want me to do, but we'll work something out. First car now, and dream car. My first car was a Geo Metro. It was a piece of junk, but I didn't care. I loved it. The driver's side door didn't stay closed. I had to duct tape the whole door and climb in and out the window or out the side of the door. But it didn't matter to me because I loved it so much. And yeah, so it's ridiculous, but that's the truth. My car now is a 1996 Honda Civic. Funny story about that. I used to have a truck. It broke down, so I took Melissa's car and bought her a new car. Like, somehow my wife worked that out as a deal. Like, okay, your car broke down. Now you owe me a car. I don't know. She's funny like that. I forgot where I'm at. Have your kids ever walked in on you guys having sex? Yes. Both of them have, actually. The worst time was we were making sweet love, and Zay had a car, Transformers car, and he couldn't fix it. He couldn't get it to go back into a car. It was a man. So, mid-transaction, I, with one hand, fixed the car back, handed it to him, and he didn't even know what we were doing. Bow. That's our boss for you. Have you ever looked into your genealogy? Nope. Actually, it's a funny story. No, I'm not going to tell that story. How does it feel to say you're a man of God and Zay and JoJo will follow in your footsteps? Both of those statements give me a lot of pressure. A man of God carries a lot of respect and honor and all that stuff, and I feel bad about messing up with that. So that's a lot of pressure to be considered a man of God. And what was the second one? Oh, my calling. Wait. Oh, Zay and JoJo. Okay, that's the best feeling in the whole world, that my sons want to do what I want, what I'd want to do. Now, I never asked them to do this. Zay asked me, what happened was I started making YouTube videos and doing comedy, and Zay saw me doing it and saw me editing, and he said, I want to be like you, Daddy. I want to be a comedian. I want to make videos. So we started, and then JoJo liked what Zay was doing. So JoJo didn't want to be like me as much as he wanted to be like Zay. Zay wanted to be like me. So now he has made a movie and all that stuff, and it's the most exhilarating thing to see your kids want to walk in your footsteps. Like, it's, you know, I don't know. I couldn't be any happier. And that they love doing it, and we do this all as a family is crazy, good, and fun. And they're funny. Like, I laugh at them, you know? Another question along those lines is, do you write their words? When we first started, I wrote every single word, and Zaja just repeated me. Now we have a script, and they basically, the older they get, the more of it is them, and the less of it is me. Like, I guide them and I write lines, but the funniest stuff is the stuff they do that's not scripted. So, and as they grow and age, it's going to be totally their own, and I'm not even going to have to write for them. Zay and JoJo are going to have their own funny stuff. The stuff you guys laugh at the most and the stuff I laugh at the most is the stuff that they think of on their own, you know. And Zay's a little director, yo. Like, real talk, he's very good at thinking. He knows what stuff will be funny. He's very smart, so he's gonna be somebody. He already is somebody. What did you study in college, and where did you go? I went to the University of Washington, Seattle, to follow Melissa's footsteps, and I don't care what you guys think. That's what I did. And I studied sociology, and it's useless. I literally applied for a job, and I told them I had a degree, and they gave me 35 cents more. So that degree doesn't mean anything. Ever had a stalker? No. I did have a porn star follow me on Twitter one time, and that was really awkward. Melissa actually told me about it because she knows who follows me. She said, you know what, Kev? I don't even care. At least this girl's a porn star, and you know her angle. It's them ones who try to be sneaky that I'm watching. So if you guys want to holler at me on Twitter and try to sneak by my wife, it won't work. She gets every mention that I get, she gets. So every DM to every email, she has all my stuff. So don't try it. One teacher you'll never forget, Mr. Tag. Mr. Tag, okay, there's two things I love about him. One, he taught me about credit. My parents, for whatever reason, didn't teach me about credit, how it worked, how to earn good credit, how to avoid bad credit. Just didn't teach me. And the other thing is, he set his class up that you picked your grade, essentially. He gave everything had a certain amount of points, and you could do all the stuff, and, you know, the grade, you know, it was graded based that way normally. You know, you get a 98 on the test, blah, blah, blah. He had a formula. And then he had it set up where even if you didn't do anything, you could get the same A by only doing extra credit projects. So he basically set it up that you determine your own grade. Like, everybody could get a 4.0 if they wanted to, and in their own way. And he also taught me that college doesn't care anything about you if you get good grades or bad grades. So he said it like that. He said, I don't care if you come or don't come. He gave you up to like 10, 15 excused absences as long as you got the grade. And that was so cool for me because I just love that freedom. And I got a B in his class, an A in his class because of that. Actually a B, because one time I came in and disrupted the class, somebody else's class, and knocked somebody's books off the table, and he docked me like 100 points and took me from an A to B, and he was like, if you want an A, you know what you want. And I was graduating senior, and I was like, I'm cool with the B. I already got into UW. I was happy. Do you ever plan on telling about your kids about the birds and the bees? Yes. And how? I'm going to tell them straight up. I don't hold no punches. This is sex. If you do it unprotected, you're going to have a baby, and you have all these other things that'll go wrong. And if you're going to do it anyway, then you might as well protect yourself. But I'm trying to tell you, your life will be better if you wait until you get married. I know the world makes it seem like it's the best thing to do and all that stuff, and it's all glitz and glamour. Trust me, it's like an iceberg. All you see is the tip off the water, and underneath that, a lot of stuff you don't see and won't see, all those consequences can be a lot worse. So be your own man, make your own decision, but just realize these consequences off of more than likely 2 minutes or less of action are life-changing. So go on, do what you want to do. I'm not going to put it like that, but pretty much like that. Calling into the ministry and the Holy Ghost. I got the Holy Ghost when I was a kid and was consistently refilled and filled as an adult. Calling to the ministry, my pastor helped me realize my call. I never thought I'd be more than a lay member as a brother, like just a brother in the church. And thankfully, I am a little more. My pastor, the best thing he did was allow me to realize that you don't have to preach like me, be like me. I want you to do your message the way you do it, and you'll reach the people that I can't reach. And once he told me like that, like I didn't have to follow a certain script, man, he let me loose. And the last one of this one, and this is like 16 minutes total. This is like way longer than I thought, but you guys tell me how you want to do it. 5 minutes or shorter, longer, and all that. We'll talk about it in the comments. Best thing that ever happened to you. The best thing that ever happened to me is marrying my wife, meeting my wife. Why? Meeting my wife. And I say it because of this. When I met her, I was out there fornicating and all that, and I wanted to stop. And I felt like if I could date her, she could help me because she was a virgin and I knew she was about God. So she helped me stop fornicating, which was really the only sin I kept committing consistently. And then like every other good thing that's happened has been because of her. I went to college. The college that I went to, which is a prestigious school here anyway, was because I wanted to be with her, and it was a good school, and that was the school she went to. Getting a good job, my first good job at the bank, was because she worked at the bank, and I used to work at a daycare making $10, and she started making like $30,000 a year, and I was like, man, we could both be making that. Then she gave me Zay Zay and JoJo, and they are the best things that ever happened. And just basically living life with her is the best thing ever. She has been a catalyst for all the other good things that have happened in my life. Has been because of her, and we love to share those things together. So Melissa Fredericks, I love you, girl. I just got your oil change, vacuum your car and wash your car, air filters and all that. You know what that means.